My name is Jack Hanney, and welcome to this week's edition of The Insider. It was announced over the weekend, a peace deal with Iran, that the Strait of Hormuz would be opened up as early as Friday. We've been through this before. Now, there's been talks of a peace deal ever since this began back in February. But one thing retail investors need to keep in mind, inflation has yet to make its way through the economy. We have been tapping into our strategic oil reserves, and this gridlock in the Strait of Hormuz, Strait being closed, 20% of the global oil supply passes through the Strait of Hormuz. So we are awaiting what inflation reads over the next few months. The Consumer Price Index numbers came out last week with inflation reading at 4.2%. It was at 2.4% just back in January. But if you were to factor in food, energy, healthcare, and insurance, the real rate of inflation feels up around 9%. Goldman Sachs also reported last week they initially forecasted central banks to purchase 26 metric tons of gold in 2026. They revised that forecast to 50 metric tons. And just last week, they revised it for a third time. They had purchased 9.5 metric tons of gold for the 19th month in a row. Now, the SpaceX IPO happened on Friday the 12th. We saw as SpaceX now has over a $2 trillion valuation. Its price to earnings ratio is up at 96. Keep in mind, a healthy stock trades somewhere around 2021, and SpaceX is at 96. There are concerns about the stock market, the AI bubble. Many are concerned that SpaceX could be the catalyst for what could bring about a 1973 style collapse of the stock market or 2000 dot-com drop. Back in 2000, the S&P pulled back, or the NASDAQ rather, 60%. Back in 1973, it was 43%. They are drawing the parallels to 1973 and the closing of the Strait of Hormuz. This morning opened up over $150 an ounce. It's at $43.50. Silver is back, reclaiming the $70 an ounce spot as well. Keep in mind, retail investors are rotating out of tech and into physical gold and silver. The time to buy gold and silver is when it's boring, and this is the time to be purchasing physical gold and silver. I am not a certified financial investment advisor, nor do I give tax advice. This week will be Kevin Warsh, the new Fed chair's first Fed meeting. On Wednesday, they'll be announcing, many anticipate, keeping rates steady, although the European Central Bank, Bank of Canada, did raise rates by a quarter basis point to fight inflation. Many are anticipating the Fed, though, this week will be keeping rates steady. But what everyone will be watching for is whether or not the Fed says that inflation is temporary, especially with this peace deal in Iran and the opening of the Strait of Hormuz. If that's to be the case, many will be discussing rate cuts ahead in 2026, fueling physical gold and silver. Please give us a call at 1-888-488-5190 or visit us at www.patriotgoldgroup.com. Again, that's 1-888-488-5190 or visit us at www.patriotgoldgroup.com. Keep an eye on gold and silver, as gold is up at $43.50, silver is reclaimed $70, and we'll see what Fed Chair Kevin Warsh says on Wednesday. Thank you, and I look forward to speaking with you next week on an episode of The Insider.